Now, I want to talk about preferences. We're going to go to preferences right here. We're going to hit this little triangle, and we're going to go to File. We have New, Open, Save, Save As. Here at the bottom, we have Preferences. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we have our preferences for Maschine set up before we record. And I want you to understand how it works. Now, here in Preferences in general, our first option, we have Startup. And this is going to reload the last project. So if you got a project you're working on and you like that project and you're still working on it, well, I'll check this box right here. And that way, whenever I open up Maschine, that same project will open up. I can continue working on it. Now below that we have recording audio. And whenever you're recording audio in Maschine, and let's say you make a new session, Maschine will automatically make a recording audio folder. And so you're going to make sure this box is checked, because that means for that session, Maschine will always deposit those audio files within that folder. Now below that here in general, we have MIDI. And the first option is Sync, Offset, Slave, as you can see right there, right? And so sometimes you got an older machine, you have this SB1200 or S950, or you got this ASR10 or something old, and it's a little older recording device, maybe 20, 30 years ago, but it might be a little slower when you sync it to the machine. It might be a little bit slower or faster or anything on these. So you go right here, you'll click your mouse there, you've got this little cursor option, go up or down. We can go up and down here, and we want to figure out how that offset will work so we can make sure to be in sync with Maschine. Below that we have the input channel for MIDI. So depending on where your MIDI input channel is coming in at, you can go from 1 to 16. Sometimes it's generally just 1. I keep mine at Omni, so no matter where that input signal is coming in at, Maschine will receive it. Now the next option we have is default. These are default settings for pattern length, input, and template project. Now pattern length is pretty much easy default. It's just 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 beats will be the pattern length, you got me? And below this is input. So this is about quantizing. So in order to correct, let's say you're playing it just a little bit off and you hit it wrong, Maschine will quantize it to the quantized value set in the parameter for quantizing, which will show later on in the DVDs. But here, you can also select none. Or you can select just to quantize when recording in. And we can select quantize for play and record. I prefer to keep mine in play and record. Now we have template project. Now sometimes you open Maschine, it'll be a standalone software application right there in front of you. It's standing by itself. Okay, I want to use the current project in there, right? And sometimes there's a plugin you may be using inside Pro Tools or Logic or in Ableton Live. All depends on what you use it in. And you may want to use something else for that. So you'll pick up that template project you want to use it for, and it's that here under current use for both these parameters. Now the next option we have here is called user path. Now this user path means that I can select all kinds of samples and stuff, providing they're tagged, and my browser knows where they are. I can select those, add them here, and Maschine will know they're there. Or I can remove stuff. I can select something and say I want to remove that. I can go to remove and remove it. But if you add or remove, it's important for you to understand this. You need to rescan. So press that rescan button so Maschine will know, well, this has been removed, this has been added. That's important. And next we have libraries. Now there are libraries that come with Maschine. A bunch of drum sound samples, loops, all kind of stuff. And you want to make sure you know where your libraries are in case you move into a separate drive or you're someplace else, and it could be on your laptop. You want to make sure Maschine knows where they are. So here, you always rescan to make sure Maschine can find those libraries. So when you go to your browser, they're going to appear there. Next, we have plugins. Now we have plugin location. Here you can see this. This locates where our plugins are for Maschine. Here we have manager. So the manager here is a plugin, and the default configuration is right on this side here. And next we have 64-bit. And we can add or remove, and we also want to rescan and make sure those plugins are available and they are there for use. Now my last option here is the hardware. Now we can set up the sensitivity level for the pads. So as you hit a pad, let's say you're not hitting the pad that hard, or you got a friend who doesn't hit that pad that hard, just tapping the pads lightly just to get a feel for the pads. you can set the sensitivity level for the pads. So we can go down here, it's less sensitive, up here is more sensitive. And then we have a velocity scaling. So here, if I select soft 3, this means if I tap that pad softly, it's going to come out pretty loud. And if I go here to soft 2, it comes out okay. So soft 3 is the lowest. And I go here to hard 3, I got to really hit the pad. I got to really hit it hard in order for it to sound out that loud. So these are just velocity scalings. I keep mine in linear in between the middle there. So I get this good feel no matter what. Hit the pads. And you'll also notice here too, so I move this up here, as I hit the pads, you'll see that here in the arrange window that it moves to the pad I hit, and you'll see the velocities here in the bottom selected. Those velocities are already set right here. So I can hit the pad, and you'll see it. Now next, we have brightness. Now the brightness covers the machine right here. Let me move the camera a little so you can see a little better. And we have our 2 display windows there. So we can control the brightness from here in the software as well. See? I can raise it right back up. And we also control the contrast. So the contrast levels are controlled here as well. So I can go hit left, the contrast there, and I can go to the right contrast button right here, this slider right here rather, and move it there, and we can change the contrast values on the hardware. It's really great. Click OK, we're ready to work.